But so I'm watching this video right now with Andrew Hales, Lolf, and he's talking about how he went broke. I had no idea he went broke, and it's interesting because from an outside perspective, now this isn't to negate any kind of gratitude or any kind of just, yeah, I guess gratitude for where I'm at or where any of us are at that like make content for a living or that get to do what we love for a living. But it's interesting watching stuff like this because I don't know this guy. I mean, Chris knows this guy. Chris and him are friends, so like I know of him, and you know, you see these creators on this platform and you have this assumption about how well they're doing or how much they may have their shit together. And here he is talking about how he became broke and how he wasn't responsible with his money. And you know, it's interesting because I'm in a similar place, not of being broke, but of just like you have those financial fears of not of insecurity, of not having secure income every single month. And while it is secure to some extent, this is the longest job I've ever had, the most money I've ever made. But I mean, by no means is it I don't know how to say this. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to talk up how much money I made. That's not what I'm talking about. I had my best year ever last year financially, and it wasn't like, it's nothing crazy, but it was like, you know, enough to where I finally didn't have to worry about like rent, you know? And because I've always been there. Anyway, my point is in talking about this is that, you know, it's not, you know, from an outside perspective, it's really easy to like look at creators and be like, oh, must be nice, must be easy, must be like there's just this emphasis on creators or, you know, people who do what they love for a living that take that more risky road. And it is more risky because it is like less secure. So you know, people automatically default to the like, oh, you're just ungrateful, you're victimizing yourself, or you are you've changed, or whatever it is, right? But there's so many, there's different struggles, there's different problems, and sure, you can argue like they're first world problems or they're high class problems, but ultimately it's just, they're just problems in a different package. And I don't know why I felt the need to record this, but I did. And I think it's just important to not I think dehumanize is the wrong word, but people tend to like put creators on this like otherworldly pedestal, and it's not. And like, I'm literally just some guy that doesn't you know, that would rather do this than work a job, and I put in the work to get here to where I'm at. But you do have things like financial insecurity and not knowing where, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I could have had a good year last year, but this year might not be so well, or the year before that wasn't so well. So you have to like be responsible with your money. Like, I can't just like, you know, I'll see comments and kids are just like, or people, I don't know how old these commenters are, but the people will say things like, you know, or allude to like us having more money to be able to do these other things. And it's like, yeah, I could do that, but also I could end up broke if I'm not responsible for my shit and like take care of myself. And like I don't spend the money I make because I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. I don't know where any of this is going to go. Like, granted, I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, but this like could all fall apart tomorrow. And I have that, and I keep that mindset every single day so that I don't fucking end up in a situation where, and I mean, luckily I don't party, so I don't have that as an expense and I don't have to worry about that. But, you know, it can be a scary thing. So like, it's a fucking game, and like, you gotta play it right. And if you don't, there are consequences for not. So I know it looks all like sunshine and rainbows over here on this end. Granted, we get to do, you know, what we love. I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this in a real sense without sounding ungrateful or like victimizing, because it's not like I'm not a victim to any of this, but there's just things you have to learn how to do appropriately in order to not end up in a place of more suffering, I guess. That's a dramatic word to use. A place of more like insecurity, I guess. But then really like what makes a job so secure? Because somebody is like there running it. I don't know. This has been the most secure thing I've ever had, actually, but that's because I stay on top of it. So my point is that it's not fucking, yeah, I don't know. Anyone could do this, literally. Like anyone who gets over the fear of like talking, hearing your own voice, which is like a weird thing, but it like lasts for like 2 weeks, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is just what I sound like. Like you sound like that to everyone. So if you're uncomfortable about it, sorry, that's how you sound, or like that's how you look. So you've been existing this long, looking and sounding like that, you'll be fine.